Hello, fifth graders. I'm going to be giving this lesson on assignment 0505. This lesson is going to be on partial quotient, a little different strategy than what you are used to in the first section that I was covering 0503 and 0504. So there's some similarities and some differences. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to do a problem, and it's going to have 42 divided into 6,090. All right, so instead of making a big rectangle, what I'm going to do is I am going to rewrite this 42 6,090. And remember, 42 is our divisor, 6,090 is our dividend, and we do not know our quotient yet. That is the answer to our division problem. So instead of doing a rectangle over on this side, we are just going to do our work to the right of the division symbol. And again, I'm going to write down multiply by tens, multiply by hundreds, and multiply by thousands. And I'm going to put an S there because it's multiples of 10, multiples of 100, and multiples of thousands. Well, I'm going to start with my biggest. So 42 times 1,000 would be 42,000. I don't have 42,000, so that's too big. But if I do 100, 42 times 100, that will give me 142 times 1 is 42, and then add my 2 zeros. So that would give me 4,200. Well, I can subtract 4,200. All right. So I subtract, I get 0, 9. I cannot take 2 from 0, so I have to regroup. And then I get 10 minus 2 is 8, and then 5 minus 4 is 1. Okay. Can I take another 100? No, that's too big. So now I'm going to be looking for multiples of 10. Well, what about 10 times 42? Well, 10 times 42, I would go 1 times 42 is 42, add my 0 is 420. 420 is really not that close to 1,890. Let's try 20. 20 times 42. Okay, I know 2 times 42 is 84, and I add my 0, which becomes 840. So I can subtract 840 from this, and I get a 0, a 5, and I still have 1,050. Well, can I not, I can subtract another 20, or I can, multiply another 20. And I would get 840. So I would subtract 840 again, and that would give me 1. I can't subtract 8 from 0, but I can subtract 10 minus 8, which would be 2, so 210. So now I can't really do tens anymore because 10 times 42 is 420, so I have less than that. So now I have to think of 1 through 9. Well, I know my 2 is really good, and I know my 5 is really good. So what would 2 times 42? It would be 84. 84 is not that close. What about 5 times 42? Well, 42 times 5 would give you 0, and it would give me exactly what I need. So let's multiply by 5 times 42, which equals 210. 210, so I would subtract 210. And I have 0 left over. That's exactly what I want to have when I divide. Nothing left over in my dividend. So instead of adding that column that would be on the left, I'm going to add these together. That's my group that I'm looking at. That's my group that I made. So that's 100 plus 20 plus 20 plus 5, and that will give me 145, and I can put that above my division symbol. And again, that is my quotient. How can I check my answer? Well, I would multiply 145 times 42. And I did that already, and that equals 6,090. Okay, let's do another problem. Let's do 7,595 divided by 29. And I'm going to put multiply by tens, multiply by hundreds, and multiply by thousands. Again, let's start with our biggest. Can I multiply 1,000 times 29? Well, that would give me 29,000. So that would be way bigger than 7,000. So I cannot multiply by thousands. But how about hundreds? So if I multiply 100 times 29, that will give me 2,900. 2,900 is not really that close to that. So I think I can do 200 times 29. So 200 times 29 would be 2 times 29 first, and that would be 58. And then add my 2 zeros, which would be 5,800. And I can subtract 5,800 from 7,595. And I would subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. 5 minus 8 I cannot do. I have to regroup. And it becomes 15 minus 8, which would be 7. And 6 minus 5 would be 1. So I have 1,795 left. Can I do another 100? Can I do 100? Well, what would that be, 100? That'd be 2,900. That would be too much. So now I'm in a multiple of 10. Well, 29 is almost 30. So if I multiply by a 5, it would be almost, if I multiply it by 5, it would be almost 150. If I multiply it by 50, it would almost be 1,500. So I think 50 might work out pretty good. So down here, I'm going to multiply 29 times 5. And that will give me a 5. Regroup my 4. 5 times 2 is 10. Add my 4 is 145. And then I would add my 0. So that would give me 1,450. And I can subtract that. And I'm left with 5, 4, and 3. 345 left over. Okay, can I make another group of 10? 10 times 29 is 290. So yes, I can make a group of 10. So 5 minus 0 is 5. 4 minus 9 I cannot do. I have to regroup. And that also gives me 5. So I've left with 55. And I have 29 left over. 29. I want to make a group of 29. I think I can do it one time, which would equal 29. And I can subtract 29 from 55. I have to regroup. 15 minus 9 is 6. And 4 minus 2 is 2. Is 26 smaller than 29? Yes, it is. So I cannot make any more groups, so I have to circle that. I come over and make a rectangle of where all my groups are located, and I have to add these together. 200 plus 50 is 250, plus 10 is 260, plus 1 would be 261, with a remainder of 26. And that is 2 examples And again, that is called using the partial quotient strategy. That's the strategy we use today. So I hope this is helpful for assignment 05.05, and I will see you all later. Have a great day.